Hello, and welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole. My name is Breezy, and this is a sister podcast to Dark Academia Queen, True Crime Lounge, Sassy Southern Belle, and Mr. Breezy Chats, True Crime Lounge. Sorry, I feel like I'm forgetting one, but I think I've said one twice. But anyway, today, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. But today we are going to be talking about an urban legend in Alabama. As most of you know, I was born and raised in Alabama for nearly 28 years of my life. I moved to the Nashville area this last June of 2023. I was thinking, what are some urban legends of Alabama? And this one came across it. So, without further ado, why don't we dive into today's episode, shall we? Today we're going to be talking about the legend of Huggin Molly in Abbeville. So, for many moms wanting their children to hurry home at dark, the legend of a witch like Hugging Molly was to help her. And for the children, she was downright frightening. And legend claims that a phantom woman would appear to children, but only at night. She would squeeze them tightly and then scream in their ears. And she never harmed them in the thoughts, and then perhaps causing the body to do some ringing in their ears. The figure was as much as a 7 feet tall woman, wearing nothing but dark clothing, um, and a wide brimmed hat. One version of the story claims that Molly was the ghost of a woman who lost an infant who dealt with this tragedy by hugging local children. And another states that Molly was a professor at a former Southeast Alabama agricultural school, and she was trying to keep the students safe by keeping them off the streets. Today, many Abbeville residents can remember hugging Molly by venturing downtown and stopping at a cafe named after the Phantom on my travel bucket list. So, Huggin Molly is set in an old pharmacy, complete with a soda fountain, and offers such treats as sandwiches. Pretty clever in Molly's fingers. Okay, I really find that very enjoyable. I don't know why. But it's located at 129 Kirkland Street in Abbeville. Now, finding some information on this urban legend was a little bit hard, but I did my best. So, if I was able to get some more information, some of it might be a bit redundant, and I do apologize in advance. But there are there are many versions to who Huggin Molly actually is, and this they vary. So, but one frequent description depicts a giant woman who was like approximately 7 feet, give or take, as big around as a bale of cotton. And some say that the ghost still walks the streets of Abbeville late at night, sweeping in her black skirt, and if she happens upon you and chases you, give her a huge hug and screams in your ear. Now, Jimmy Rain, who is an Abbeville native and a lifelong resident, grew up hearing the legend of Huggin Molly. For him and his friends, she was the real as the trees that rustled in the winds at night. He would also go on to say anybody who grew up in Abbeville grew up knowing the legend of Huggin Molly. And if your mom or dad didn't want you to be out after dark, they tell you about Huggin Molly would get you. And you believed it. So one night, Jimmy and his girlfriend Tommy Murphy heard the story from Tommy's dad, and he told him that he knew Huggin Molly was real because she had sprung from the shadows and hugged him one night, and they were convinced to be true. To this day, hearts beats faster and the moon rises in the sky of O'Raville, and Huggin Molly, dressed in all black, could show up at any time. Don't know if I personally believe this, but I believe it's like one of those legends that parents tell their kids to get them to behave. I remember like my grandparents, like to keep me and my sister from stepping on the people's graves, they would tell us if you step on them, they're going to reach up and grab your feet. At the time, we did not believe it, but you're a kid. You basically believe a lot of things, right? But yeah, but that is it for this episode. I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a great day.